So I'm trying to take advantage of Christopher being here right now this week to actually go look at houses, because I do not feel comfortable touring houses alone, especially with 2 kids, because they're impossible to keep up with by yourself. It's hard enough with 2 people to keep up with them. When I'm one of those people is me who cannot move very fast because I'm in pain all the time. So that's what we're doing this afternoon. We've got a couple of self-tours scheduled right now to go do. What are you even doing? So basically, we've pretty much had to like give up even trying to buy a house, because it's just not going to happen right now or anytime soon, and we need something to happen ASAP. We've been staying at my grandma's house for, depends on how you want to put this. I say 6 months because there were 2 months since I moved to South Carolina in January where me and the kids went back to Ohio when we were in Ohio in our old house for 2 months. And then we sold that house and we all came back with Christopher to South Carolina. I've been staying at my grandma's house. So, although it's technically been 8 months since me and the kids moved here, there was a 2-month break. So I say 6 months.
6 months before.
Living here.
For you?
Well, yeah. Christopher has only lived here since May. Mid-May. So it's only been about 3 months for him. Still 3 months too long.
Not even there.
Well, not as much, no. I mean, you were kind of in the beginning. For the first 2 months, at least, almost. And it's been absolute hell. It's been one of the worst situations for my mental health that I've ever been in. And I was completely sick of it like about 3 months ago and ready for it to be over with. So I've just been every single day like, can't take this anymore. Can't take this anymore. Can't take this anymore. I've continued to have to deal with it. So, Christopher finally went back to work about a month ago. We finally have the 4 pay stubs that we've been waiting on to be able to apply to places, because obviously when you apply for this kind of stuff, you have to have proof of employment. So we've been waiting for him to get enough pay stubs. So now that he has enough pay stubs, we can start applying to places and hopefully get approved somewhere. Fingers crossed. But like I said, we're not going to be able to buy a house anytime soon, and at this point we're not even sure we want to stay here in this state that we went through all this hassle to move to. So we've decided that, Lennon, can you turn that down please?
Yes, you can.
We've decided that
Turn it down a little bit so Monica can.
we are going to find a rental here, which I wanted to avoid renting for a while because it's a huge waste of money. The market's insane, so you're throwing away so much money every single month just into rent that you're never going to see again. You're never going to earn anything from it. And we just didn't like the idea of that. Plus, it's really hard to get a rental to work with pets because places aren't very pet friendly, and it's very complicated when you have pets to rent. And it still is that way, but we're just gonna have to figure out our way around it the best way that we can, which means giving up a lot of stuff animal wise, and hoping that things work out in the end when we can buy a house. But basically we're looking around at rentals now, and gonna have to deal with the ridiculous rental prices for about a year, because like most places you have to sign a lease for at least 12 months. So I'm saying we would get a rental for about a year, and then once that year's up, hopefully we'll have be in better standing financially, since it's in your phone. Since he transferred jobs and stuff, like we have to get that. We have to work on credit stuff to apply for mortgages, and hopefully the market will improve a little bit by then, And like I said, we're probably going to rent here for about a year and deal with Christopher working out of town. It's not even typing. And deal with Christopher working out of town. And then once the year is up, we're going to have to reevaluate and be like, okay, so do we want to stay here, or do we want to go back to Ohio or find a different state or do something else besides this, where we hopefully wouldn't have to deal with him traveling, because it's looking like if we live in South Carolina, it's basically he's going to have to travel for the rest of his career, which is another freaking 40-ish years, probably.
32.
But even if you do hit the age, like, you're not really going to retire right then and there unless you have to. Like, you wouldn't retire as soon as you hit the retirement age if you're still healthy and able to work.
5 hours. I might just get a shitty job.
Still, that's a long time of having to deal with him working out of town for weeks, months, however long at a time. So we have been rethinking our move to South Carolina. It's too late to reverse things, but so we've got 3 houses that we get to go self-tour today, and then probably at some point today we'll probably sit down and fill out the application online for the one place, because it's like the ones that we're looking at are through a management company. And with this management company, you put in like one application, and your application is good for 60 days for any property that they have, instead of us having to go and individually apply for like every single individual house. Because I'm sick of this situation. And it causes me way too much stress. And it's been really bad on my mental health, but it's also seemingly really bad on my health overall, especially pregnancy-wise, and I am all constantly like scared that I'm gonna end up going into preterm labor, because this is just too much stress on me in like every aspect of life right now, and it worries me. So the sooner we get into a house, the better. That way we can.
Wasn't acting the way they're acting, it'd be a lot less stress.
Well, obviously, but you know, can't count on anyone. That's what sucks. I moved here to have a family, to have that so-called village, and like not be so alone and this and that, and then we come here and nobody's even like, nobody even cares. They pretend to care, and then when it comes down to it, they ignore you, they ghost you, they make excuses, whatever it is. So we haven't gotten anywhere being here around family, besides just more stress, more heartache in a way.
Well, you got back with that alcoholic stuff.
So not only did I move here for family, only for family to not live up to the expectations I had, I suppose. I lost Christopher in the process, because now he has to travel for work, so he's not even around. So it's literally just been me and the kids on our own for the most part, and it sucks. So I just want to be in my own house, be able to start preparing for a baby, because we can't do anything to prepare until we're into our own house, because we can't buy anything. There's nowhere to put it. And get the kids their own room, get them back on a routine, back on a schedule, because they haven't had a routine this whole time, because it's impossible to have one when you're all sharing one tiny room. And it's just, it's literal hell. There's a million and one reasons why we need our own house, and we need it to happen soon. And hopefully us taking these first steps finally will get us somewhere soon. Because we've basically just been stuck in a waiting game for 6 months.
I'm so bad at this. Let me try. 4. Yes, I did 4. That's pretty
Did you
good.
lock the car?
Now my turn. And hit. Oh, it didn't go in.
Push it.
Let me try again. Okay. Focus. And hit. Oh, yes, I got it in. Did you see that? Wow, cool. Looks like you and Ariana did golden months today. Correct. Great.
doesn't even fit to shut. What's this? It's got nice appliances.
Oh, they got the sink you wanted.
It's got soft close cabinets. Oh, it does. Fenced in yard. I kind of like how the laundry room's right off the kitchen. I keep my cleaning supplies in here. Yeah, I don't know. That is weird.
Stays cool in here. For the most part.
Bedroom. Bedroom. Bedrooms are small. Because of the appliances, mostly. Yeah, I know. These bedrooms are tiny.
Wait, is it 3 bed?
Yeah. Little bathroom.
Wow.
It's a very shallow sink. Our king size bed would literally take up like the entire room. Huh? Yeah. These floors are much better. I mean, not much, but that's a pretty fireplace. It's got a bar area.
This is a garage, then. Took the garage door off. Motherfuckers. Look. This is a garage.
How would they do that?
Little storage room, heater, water heater, and a sink in there.
Keep your mower in there.
Looks like they tore the floor up because those are supposed to be underneath.
It's not fenced in, which sucks, but
You got winter dogs, you're gonna go crazy.
you know how Nike
Yeah,
is when
I
she
will.
gets out. That don't change nothing with Nike. No, she doesn't. No.
Come on.
There's washer and dryer.
Oh.
I like how they keep putting them by the kitchen.
Oh yeah, the dryer is straight through.
Clean
Come
and
on,
stuff.
dude, get in here.
But it does have a pantry. Not as good appliances, but
Brand new dishwasher.
yeah. I just really wanted a French door fridge.
Living room
And I really don't want one of those kinds of stoves. Depending on the size.
full fireplace. It's electric.
I preferred that the last one was all hardwood though, not any carpet. I said I did prefer that the last one didn't have any carpet.
has a new thermostat. Is the only bathroom?
I don't know.
Rooms are decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bathroom.
So this is the master? No, that. Oh.
Yeah.
So 2 bathrooms.
And I have a pole for your fucking thing.
Hmm? Oh.
The thingy.
I mean, they're cheap. It's just a tension rod. The rooms are just all so small.
What? These are bigger. They're bigger than the ones in Ohio.
Not our room.
That room's decent. At the same time, though. I mean, if not bigger.
1 closet.
Because the bed would go there.
2 closet. 3 closet. There's so many closets.
Huh?
There's so many closets. There's 3 closets on this hallway.
Extra bathroom, and it's a full bathroom.
Yeah. 1 for us, 1 for the kids.
Little sis. And since little Fresh is here. Big sister Fresh, join the party.
They don't want you.
Ooh, are those sunglasses and that hat for me? Yes, it is.
Come on,
Let's put that hat on her. Super cool. And these roses. These are pink, so I think they belong. And this is something over here.
It's a nice kitchen.
Walk and drag.
Deck.
Yeah, fenced in too big.
Is it? I don't think it's fenced off. No.
Oh no.
We have bordering, but yeah, not on the side. That would be easy for us to set up though. Ooh, what's that there?
Just storage, mower and all
I mean, it'd be easy, just tack something on the 2 sides. I don't think so. Mm-hmm.
It's up to 68 in here, feels good. Big camera pool for
Something smoky. Look, it's not even a ghost anymore. What? Is it a little surprise?
Oh, here's the master order. All hardwood.
It's good. It's a plus. This one's definitely the best one. Ooh, the tub. And a decent, look at that closet too. It's actually a decent closet with shoe storage. Oh, that was very polite of you, London.
The bathroom's kind of small, but where's this?
I know, I saw it in one of the other ones. It's a
Oh,
timer.
minutes.
It's a timer.
Fan.
Nice tub. Ah, nice tub. Kids would have a separate bath. Nice walk-in little closet. Okay, so after I filmed all that stuff, we went back and we filled out the application and applied for that place and ended up being denied for that. And that was one of the more lenient rental companies that I've come across, and being denied by them means that we'll most likely be denied by everyone else, and everyone else also had more like strict pet rules and stuff that wouldn't work for us either. So it kind of feels like we're gonna be SOL on the rental side of it. It costs us like $100 to apply for that, and if we just keep applying to other places just to be told no, that's just a huge waste of money, because it's going to be $100+ every time we apply somewhere. And honestly, like, I can't find... Alright, can you calm down before you wake her up, please? I can't find any private landlords from what I've seen. They're just not as big anymore. Most people are going through property management companies, and that's all I see. Everything I see is through property management companies, or it's no pets. That's the other thing. A lot of the ones that I see that look like they are private landlords all say no pets, like strictly no pets. I feel like we're kind of screwed on the whole rental thing, which we were saying was going to be our only option. And it might still be our only option, but now actually an option because we can't even do that. But the next day we ended up going to a house. I don't even know what you would consider them. What are they considered? Home building company, whatever. They're home builders. There's a newer development, and we went and talked to them. And they have one house available right now, and it's technically too small for what we want/need, especially as the years go by. But they literally only have one house available right now. All the other houses are still being built and won't be finished, she said, until probably late October. So that would put, like, if we aimed for one of those houses, that would put us not moving until almost December probably, and that's cutting it way too close for me. I have spent this entire pregnancy stressed to the absolute max and miserable, and the sooner that we get out of this situation, the sooner I can enjoy the end of my pregnancy, at least a little bit, because I only have 4 months left, and I want to be able to enjoy it at least a little bit, because I have not been able to yet. And we need time to like settle and prepare and get the baby stuff, because we have basically nothing for this baby. We've got a container with some clothes and a car seat. That's all we've got right now, which we need at least a couple more things, okay? Technically we could somewhat survive with that, but doesn't mean I want to. Anyways, we went and talked to them the next morning, and we looked at the house. It's a nice house. It's brand new. It's really nice. It's just a little too small. I mean, the square footage is great, but it doesn't have the right number of rooms, if that makes sense. So it would take some, like, I don't know what I would consider. Like, it would take some sacrifices and some, like, maneuvering. I don't know what I would consider it. I don't know. The main issue is having space for a playroom. I don't know how we would have space for a playroom. Because I don't want my living room being overtaken by toys. So the only option I really have is trying to split either the living room or the dining room for a play area, because I don't want to have a bunch of toys in their bedroom, because I'm worried that if they have a bunch of toys in their bedroom that they won't go to bed. They'll just play instead of going to bed. And I want to get them on a good schedule of going to bed and sleeping in their own rooms when we do move. So, I guess let me know, like, did you let your kids have toys in their room when you transition them into sleeping in their own beds in their own rooms? And, like, did it make it way harder? Because I'm already anticipating it's going to be really hard for this, especially with Ashlyn. And I don't want toys making it worse. So, like, did toys help the situation, or did it make it worse? So, yeah, that's the main issue, is what to do with all the toys. I definitely need to come up with, like, a toy rotation system. That way there's not as many toys out at one time. So hopefully we can have, like, enough storage to utilize doing that, so a lot of the toys can be put up. That's not what this video is about, Sandra. we talked to them. She pulled Christopher's credit, and she sat us down and she went through everything on his credit score and told us everything we needed to do to improve it, and said, like, they can't do anything until we get it to this score. This is what we need to do to try and get it to this score. And right after we left there, we were calling all these places. We were trying to pay all this stuff. Like, we've been doing everything she told us to do. And she sent our information to their lender to do like a credit simulation to see how long it could possibly take us to get where we need to be. Because like she was saying, it typically takes around 30 days to close. So we're still, if we go through with buying, that still puts us at least a month for moving, which I don't like that either, but I just want to at least have an end date. I want to have an end date set so that I have something to look forward to. I know it's going to work out. I know we'll figure it out and stuff like that. But I don't have that right now. I know we're not going to be able to just up and immediately move. I just really want an end date right now. So we did almost everything we could for the credit. We're still working it out. Still like paying as much as we can and whatever, but we're kind of stuck in limbo because, you know, credit bureaus really only update monthly. Like, they do monthly statements. All of the companies do monthly statements, so we have to wait for everything to go through to even show on his credit because it's still showing too low for them. So I mean, I'm being very open and honest about this. I didn't necessarily want to, but we've had some credit issues with Christopher's credit, especially after selling the house. Like, he's never had great credit, but he had good credit, and then we sold that house, and paying off that mortgage dropped his score like 70 points with a combination of other things. So selling the house kind of really screwed us, and we're trying to get it back up to the minimum for you to be able to get a mortgage. But the lady finally called him back yesterday and explained that the lender dude, whoever, got the credit simulation back and said, based off of what you've shown me that you've done already, what you've paid off, like, we paid down a credit account by a lot. We paid off a medical bill that was in collections. That's the main things we did, and we're working on paying a couple more things down just to kind of lower our credit usage a little bit more, because it will look a little bit better at least. But she said that based off of what we've already done, that they estimate it to bring our score up to above where we need to be. So I'm really, really hoping that's true, and that when the credit updates, it really does jump up like they say it did, or say it would, from us doing what we've done, because then we can move forward and we can start getting like the actual pre-approval. And this company is really cool because they have like a 10-year warranty. It's a brand new house. It's a nice area. It's a little community. It has like a playground and stuff. And they do this thing where they pay the closing costs. If you use their lender, they pay all the closing costs, and all you have to pay is you put $1,000 earnest money down, just to secure the house so that they can't sell it anywhere else. So that's nice. So right now we're just trying to finish paying what we can, hopefully by the end of the month, so that it all reflects when the statements are all updated. Good morning. But we have to wait until all of the companies make their reports and it all updates, which I'm estimating will be the end of this month, beginning of September, because that's just looks like how it works. But what's kind of frustrating is I can look at the scores on our end, and I'm looking at the same companies that they're looking at, and all of ours say they're high enough. But when they pull it, they get a lower number that isn't high enough. And it's like, well, how am I supposed to know if we've got what we need if I don't see the same number that you see? it's kind of hard for us to actually know without going to them and being like, hey, can you pull my credit? Which that's not good either, to keep getting your credit checked. So we're back in the market trying to buy, and if this doesn't work, I don't know what the hell we're gonna do. So fingers crossed, because we are legit running out of options and we are running out of time, and I am terrified.